I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my YouTube channel. What seems after a long time, indeed what actually is a very, very long time, I actually managed to go to a live music performance. And it was an extra joy really because, interestingly, my friend was singing in her choir concert, her first choir concert back after almost 2 years. And at the same time there was the installation above where the performance was happening of Luke Jerram's GAIA installation. So it was really quirky to see a performance being sung underneath this giant revolving globe, as it were. However, I have to say that for me, the music set off the installation rather than the other way round. I felt like the music was the main event, and that was just kind of window dressing to me because the music was just absolutely divine. How they pulled it off with such short rehearsal time. Bear in mind they've only been singing back from September, and so they've only had a few short weeks to pull off this most amazing programme. And it was just kind of fortuitous really, because the programme was entitled Far Beyond the Stars, and it was all about music that was encouraging and hopeful, thinking of a better place, better times. And it comes from what closed the programme, the Parry, My Soul There Is a Country Far Beyond the Stars. And it says here, mindful choral music from Palestrina to Stravinsky. And it was Keele Bach Choir singing in Keele University Chapel, again with the installation in the venue at the same time. And how they pulled it off was just exceptional, because most of the programme, the vast majority of the programme, was unaccompanied singing. And the Palestrina, that sort of purity of tone of that Roman style vocal was just so beautiful. And actually the Stravinsky was surprisingly mellow actually, and it was such a beautiful, beautiful performance, and it really quite moved me to be out there in amongst live music again. And then towards the end of the programme, the conductor gave his usual address, and did the usual thank you to you for supporting our choir, and just the usual, but it seemed so heartfelt. And it did not at all feel like a platitude. It really was a genuine thank you for supporting this choir. And he said, thank you for encouraging live music, performing the arts in general. It is so important to give it your support. And he said the best place where this can start to grow again is here in communities. And it was kind of expressing this wish to see the arts growing from the grassroots up in a very kind of humble, organic way, to kind of just celebrate it. We don't have to be going to, the Royal Albert Hall all the time, or great big massive gigs. Just let's do music, just let's celebrate the arts. And it was so heartfelt and so appropriate after almost 2 years of just kind of sitting in your living room. And I have to admit, it was an effort to go. It's so easy to just think, well, I won't bother. And it does cost a little bit more, although it was only an amateur performance, so it wasn't super expensive. I remember years and years ago when the children were very small, we made a decision and we didn't buy a TV licence. We just used that money to go to live shows, live performances or museums and stuff, and just kind of get out there. And it's a load more effort, definitely. And it got me thinking about, as musicians, how we should not only enjoy the journey, but we should share the journey. Otherwise, it's a bit like, imagine somebody sitting in their proverbial castle with priceless works of art all over and nobody gets to see them. And that does bring to mind one of my most favourite places on planet Earth. If I can't get to the V&A and get all the way down to the city, to London, it's not so easy to do that. My next best happy place is Wightwick Manor in Wolverhampton. And the family there, it was the Manders paint family, I think, historically. And the home is an absolute shrine to the arts. So much of original William Morris, pre-Raphaelite art, and just oozing with, they're obviously great patrons of the arts. And actually, it's still partly lived in by the family. But they decided that this was too good to keep to themselves. And so they just sort of sectioned off private quarters, and the rest is open to the public. It's a National Trust property actually now. Do you know, we need to share the music, and it may be a very amateur performance, but you know, it's just, let's share the journey, because this last couple of years, and I've been so grateful, and I'm certainly not complaining. I am more than happy to sit tucked away in my little music room, even headphones on, playing away. That's great, and I'm so grateful, and I think that's got its place. But if we're not careful, nobody else in the family hears a bean apart from the general thud, or I'll vacate myself to a different part of the house to do my flute practice. You might hear the odd shriek in the distance, as it were, but you don't really hear, or you might get kind of the same bars over and over again as I kind of perfect something or try to perfect it. But you don't really hear music. Now, I will admit that you probably don't want to be airing your most recent work that you just can't play. And nobody really needs to hear over and over again as a performance. Yeah, if it's practice going on in the background, well, so be it. But nobody really wants to sit and listen to you rehashing bars that, you know, we just can't master yet. So, you know, keep some things to yourself for a little bit. There's a very big difference between practice and performance. I've done a whole vlog on that. But by the same token, I think we shouldn't be too shy about just sharing the journey. We're enjoying learning music. We're enjoying practicing to perform. We're enjoying just the journey of getting to play music, and it's a little bit sad to just keep it to ourselves. And it may be that, you know, perhaps there's nobody particular at home that's going to be listening, but there's so many platforms available to us. You know, we can easily just record a quick sound file and ping it to a friend. In fact, we do that amongst a little group of us now and then, where, you know, it's like, oh, I've just had a little go with this piece, and we'll just tootle. It's the recorder group, just a group of friends, and we'll just kind of ping a voice memo recording of, oh, I've had a go with this, listen to this, what do you think about this? And they're no way polished performances, but we're just sharing, playing and listening. Or, you know, for my birthday, a couple of years ago, last year, gosh, time flies, my friend did a recording of one of my favourite pieces, one of those life-changing pieces. It was the Ennio Morricone Gabriel's Oboe, and she did a recording for my birthday as a gift, really, an arrangement of that, and it was just like, oh, it was so beautiful. You know, just share music, just share it, just ping a file over to your friend or somebody to just share the journey. Oh, I'm just practicing this, have a listen to this. And so getting out there, and albeit this concert was, I would say, a very, very polished performance, and it is something that who wouldn't want to sit and listen to this? It was just amazing. But it was so moving, and it was so great to be out there listening to live music, mixing with like-minded musicians, seeing faces I haven't seen for a long time, talking about singing, talking about music. And it's just shame if we forget that. You know, the circumstances have meant it so up until now, but let's remember, music is to be heard. You know, art's for sharing in all forms. Music is to be heard. That's what it's there for. And no matter where we are on the journey, yes, we should always enjoy the journey, but I do suggest it's a good idea to share the journey too. Share the journey. Thanks for listening. Bye.